Hi and welcome to Movies Suck. Today I was having a look on Bounding into Comics and I came across this story. Long-range box office predictions for Daniel Craig's last James Bond film, No Time to Die, revealed. Is tracking as making somewhere in the region of $88 million in its opening weekend, with a window of between 75 to 100 million. They're just going to say, about 88 million, because that's what Terminator Woke Fate made, wasn't it? No, it didn't, did it? No. But wasn't that what Birds of Prey? No, Birds of Prey didn't either. What movie that was marketed as being more of a feminist movie made its box office prediction and wasn't a flop? Which one did it? Ford versus Ford? No, that wasn't right. No, not that one. Sonic the Hedgehog? No. For some reason, I can't think of a popular franchise movie marketed as a feminist movie that's actually been successful. It's just not coming to mind. Very, very strange. I mean, the only one that does come to mind very quickly is Captain Marvel. And Captain Marvel was a shit movie. We're talking levels of shit far above the normal level. I mean, you got normal level of shit that's up to your neck when you're thinking, oh dear, I probably need to sort this crap out. But Captain Marvel, it was way up there. It was absolutely terrible film, and the only reason it was successful is because it tied in to the rest of the series. Everyone was thinking, how does this tie into Infinity War? And it didn't really tie into Infinity Wars really at all. It was completely irrelevant. Turned up in Endgame and was like, yeah, great, whatever. Yay, feminist moment! Oh dear God. Shouldn't even think about that. Wasn't a great film in the first place. But they reckon this is going to make somewhere between 200 and 290 million in its domestic run at the box office, which means they're expecting at least double that. Question is, how much money did this movie cost to make? So as we can see down here, the budget was apparently $250 million. Wow. That is a hell of a budget. $250 million to make this film. And we're expecting it to make about between 200 and 290 million domestic. And then let's say double that, so it's going to make 500 million. That's just about enough to cover the advertising and the film. We're always remembering that it's around about double for the advertising, isn't it? Approximately. So it needs to make a lot more than this eventually. Obviously they're expecting it to make over $1 billion. That's what they're expecting. Worldwide, eventually it's going to make over $1 billion because it's James Bond. But previous James Bond films haven't had to deal with the feminist question. This movie has had to deal with the feminist question a lot. So I would say we can probably quite happily remove a third of the amount of money they think they're going to make. Quite happily remove a third. That 88 million first weekend, 75 to 100 million, 88 million, I think we're probably looking more at the 75 million. Because you're going to have to knock off the people that are just thinking, another feminist movie, ruining our franchises. But let's read a bit further into the story and go a bit further beyond the box office and how well they think it's going to do. And let's have a look at why they think this movie is going to do as well as they think it's going to do. So, Box Office Pro believes the first trailer for the film generated strong online sentiment and engaged across major social media outlets relative to other adult-targeted franchises. Well, you mean the point where everyone looked at it and thought, oh shit, they're completely fucking Bond over here, aren't they? Or the point where they thought, oh, they're replacing Bond with a different 007. Are these the sorts of things you think are going to attract your male audience, since James Bond is a male audience for the most part? Obviously, female audience as well, though not the type of female audience that they're aiming it towards, especially if you read a bit further. They also believe that the expansive cast that includes Rami Malek, Lashana Lynch, and Anna de Armas, Naomi Harris, and Ben Whishaw, Jeffrey Wright, Ralph Fiennes, and Christopher is a major draw. Yeah, no, they're not. None of the people in this movie are particularly major draws for anybody. I mean, no one even knows who Rami Malek is apart from he was in Bohemian Rhapsody, a film that I still couldn't actually bring myself to watch because trying to recreate that 1985 Freddie Mercury performance on Live Aid, I don't want to watch someone try and do that. Not interested. I'd rather just go on YouTube and watch the original. So let's discount that because I didn't see anything about those people that's going to draw people into this movie. I mean, Ralph Fiennes is a pretty good actor, but he's also a bit of an idiot, from what I remember. Okay, another positive for Box Office Pro is that this film is expected to be the final for Craig's Bond and will tie up his character's story that began in Casino Royale, which was a good film. Casino Royale, good film. Having the free running in there, that was pretty damn awesome. One of the originators of free running there in the start of the movie. But it kind of went downhill after that, didn't it? I mean, it's not like the films are completely unwatchable, but after Casino Royale, it didn't go great for Bond movies, and that was without the feminist nonsense. Now we're having to deal with feminist nonsense, a proven record of destroying franchises when you add all this feminist nonsense. Once the feminism takes control, you know your series is dead. Terminator learned that the hard way. All the Terminator movies did okay. Even the unbelievable badly spelled Genesis actually ended up doing, okay, enough that they thought they'll give it a go at making another one. But then they decided to kill John Connor. The entire point of that movie series. Quite unbelievable. It says they also believe that Phoebe Waller-Bridge's addition to the writing room suggests the film could gain additional appeal among female audiences with her contributions to the story. What the contributions that relate to destroying James Bond and feminizing the movie. Making sure that women are treated properly, as I believe she said. Women are treated properly in James Bond. They're treated the way they're supposed to be treated. Most Bond girls have been pretty damn awesome in their own right, not just women that needed saving. And the way they make this seem as if they are women that just need saving kind of reduces their strength within the series. Because the Bond girls are a very, very important part of the James Bond series. And making out as though they were just little puny little girls just looking all pretty on screen and not doing anything else is degrading, and it makes a mockery of how important they are to this series. Well, they're not as important as Bond himself, but they're the next most important thing. And then, some sort of bad guy. So I don't like the way they try to downgrade the importance of women in James Bond by saying now they're going to try and make sure they're treated properly. Along with Waller-Bridge, they believe that Billie Eilish's attachment to the film's title song should generate major pop culture synergy given her rise to fame over the past year, not to mention appeal to a younger than usual demographic for the franchise. What, are they going to make this film a PG? So they're going to have little children coming in, or is Billie Eilish more just popular for, teenagers? I have no idea. Is this film going to be an 18? Oh, not very likely. Probably a 15. Girls under 15 like Billie Eilish? I don't know. I don't even know who Billie Eilish is, or Eilish, or however you pronounce her name. I've never heard of her. Haven't even listened to her new Bond song. At some point I will listen to it, but that's probably when I watch the film. I don't see how that's going to improve the viewing figures for this movie. They also cited the time in between this film and the last film, Spectre. Has likely given the band enough breathing space to allow for anticipation among general audiences to brew again. They point to the 4 years between Quantum of Solace and Skyfall to justify this point. Yes, but the song in Skyfall was actually good by a very popular singer. I don't say that the one in Quantum of Solace wasn't. Actually, I don't even remember the song in Quantum of Solace. But the song for Skyfall had massive backing. It was with one of Britain's most famous singers of the time. So, of course, it did well. She was at the top of her game back then. Finally, they believe the film is well placed without any real competition. A Quiet Place 2 debuts 3 weeks before it, and Black Widow opens 3 weeks after No Time to Die. They believe this could open a corridor for a lengthy premium screen allocation of strong legs if word of mouth is similar to that of Casino Royale and Skyfall. Two films which were specifically supposed to be quite good, and they were quite good. Casino Royale was good, Skyfall was pretty good. But this movie doesn't have the benefits of those movies. Those movies weren't marketed in a feminist way. So this movie is already suffering from detractions. The fact that it's been to be put into a window when maybe there aren't any other good movies that are going to be showing, that's going to help it out. But that's not a guarantee, not by a long way. Those are the positives. They do point out there are negatives as well. They specifically point to mixed critic and audience reactions to Spectre, and the fact that the trailer indicates the film is tied to Spectre. It certainly does. A Box Office Pro notes it remains to be seen whether this film can stand on its own or overcome that film's somewhat divided reactions, not to mention the fact that you've marketed this as a fucking feminist movie, and in the trailer itself, you got some annoying girl trying to detract from James Bond by saying, "I'll shoot you in your good knee." Stupid cow. She should be treating James Bond with the reverence he deserves as the greatest secret agent on the entire planet. But she's treating him as a nobody. Quite unbelievable. And the fact that they haven't even noticed, or haven't even noted the feminist problems with this movie is quite astonishing. They say, oh no, it's because it's related to Spectre, it might not do well. Yeah, that's the least of your problems. They also criticise the marketing for not highlighting this is Craig's final Bond film. Box Office Pro is skeptical regarding the switch in distribution rights from Sony to MGM. There's something of a question mark around what to expect from the heart of the film's primary ad pushing this spring. To that end, final marketing in the re-release window, as well as critical reception, will be key to the film's opening and long-term prospects. What do you make of these predictions? Do you think No Time to Die will do the 88 million in its opening weekend? What do you think? I'm pretty sure if I go have a look at those comments, they're not going to be overly favourable. They probably think it will, maybe. Should we have a look at the comments? Let's just have a quick look at a couple of comments. What do we think? Here we go. Not really interested in politically correct James Bond. New Bond girl is nice though. They've banned the term Bond girl on the set. Didn't you hear? They'll wrap her up in a burqa. Praise Allah before they allow the male gaze to get her. Oh dear. Even without PC nonsense, Craig's Bond is a bore. Pass. I have no time to watch this. Oh dear. No man who wants to see a Bond movie is going to want to see this, the new diversity hire woman 007 belittle and talk down to James Bond, the sexy male hero of the series. No woman who wants to see a Bond movie is going to want to see the new diversity hire woman 007 belittle and talk down to James Bond. Exactly. The comments are exactly what you expect. This movie is probably going to make its money, but I doubt it's going to be a big box office. I doubt we're looking at a big box office movie. If it's lucky it'll make its money, I predict a flop. I don't know what you guys think. Leave a like. I predict a flop. I don't know what you guys think. Leave a comment and let me know. Anyway, this has been Movie Suck saying, please give James Bond back his balls. Leave a like, share, a comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.